inevitably your friends, relatives, or whatever, they come to visit, they're like, you say, you want some whiskey, a drink or something? Like, oh yeah, give me a little Jack Daniels and Coke. Hey guys, so I feel like we got a pretty cool video for you today. It's your 10 whiskeys that you need to start your collection. So a lot of you all have you're starting to build out your man cave or your bar or whatever you're doing, and so you're wondering like, where do I start? Because when you go into the store, you're going to be overwhelmed. I mean, because there's tons of bottles and you don't really know a lot about the bottles. If you're going to start a bar, I hate to tell you this, but you're going to have probably one of these: Jack Daniels, Evan Williams, or Jim Beam. You got to pick one, okay? And they're tough. You can see I've got all three, so they're cheap, so over time you can build it up all three, because inevitably your friends, relatives, or whatever, they come to visit, they're like, you say, you want some whiskey, a drink or something? Like, oh yeah, give me a little Jack Daniels and Coke. They're going to say that because that's what it is. And then some people will say, oh yeah, I really like Evan Williams, or yeah, give me some Jim Beam. That's the three most common whiskeys, so you need to have at least one. So if I had to just have one, mostly because of my daughter and her boyfriend Adam, I'm going to have Evan Williams, which is very good. It's a very mixer. I call all three of these mixers. So number one, Evan Williams.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Evan Williams.
Why?
Because it goes great with old style.
Number two, the second thing you need to have is just like a daily drinker. I mean, you can mix it if you want, but it's got to be something you're going to walk in after a rough day or whatever, and you're just going to want to have a quick pour of something. So to me, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't come in every day and have a pour of whiskey. I just don't. But if I ever do, most of the time I'm going to turn to Buffalo Trace. Now, I know that's hard to find right now, but if you can find it, it needs to be on your shelf. That's number two. If you can't find it and you're trying to hold out, then I would go ahead and get some Old Forester 86. This is a really great whiskey, great sipper, and I had this a long time before I could get my hands on some Buffalo Trace. And that is a really good. So number two is Buffalo Trace, and if you just can't find it right now, go find some Old Forester. It's 86 proof, and you will enjoy that. You need to have a higher proof mixer, okay? So you could do some Wild Turkey 101. What's my favorite whiskey? Is there any other kind of whiskey other than Wild Turkey? And I'm talking 101. Or you can do a Knob Creek 12 year, which is kind of hard to find. Or you can do maybe a Knob Creek 9. This is a 100 proof, and so is the Knob Creek 12. Both of those are 100 proof. Those are great mixers. If I had to pick one, I'd get the Knob Creek 12. But as you can see, I got all three of them, and I love wild turkey. I even cook with wild turkey sometimes. The 101, very versatile. But if I had to just had one, I'd probably take that Knob Creek 12 because it's a little bit more unique. But it is more expensive. So watch your budget. 101, Wild Turkey 101 is really good. So check that out. I would say if you can do it, Knob Creek 12. If you can't, get some Wild Turkey. So that's the third one. You need a high proof mixer. The next thing, now, I would want to branch out a little bit and try to find some American whiskey made out west, okay? And if I'm going to do that, I'm looking at a couple bottles. Stranahan's, which is amazing. The Single Barrel Select that I had, Cask Strength, that was awesome. And then, but my favorite of all of them is 10 Cup 10 Year, and I forgot to pull that down. 10 Cup 10 Year whiskey. All right, so I'm gonna open up this 10 Cup whiskey. It's 10-year aged whiskey. So Mona, we didn't bring any junk out here. We brought some fine whiskey for you. Nice little pop. Tina, if you'll take that. All right, and we're gonna cheer, toast. May she rest in peace. Wow, that is some sweet, sweet aged whiskey. Great bottle. I mean, it's very unique, so it needs to be on the shelf. So the 10 Cup 10 Year is one that I would definitely have. There's Breckenridge, Stranahan's, and the 10 Cup 10 Year. But if I had to pick all of them, not because of flavor, but just because of uniqueness, the bottle, and all that kind of stuff, get you 10 Cup 10 Year. Now, you need to find a double oaked bottle. So probably the best one to get is the Woodford double oaked. I have drank the heck out of this. Now, the reason you need a double oak, because you need to, as you're moving along, you're starting to sip whiskeys, you want to become more familiar with this double oak process and how you get more oakiness, but you also get more flavors, more, like more caramel, more brown sugar, more spice, everything that comes out of that double oak process. So the one that I have, this one right here, is just the one that's right off the shelf. You can see I've drank a lot of that. That is so good. So that would be number 5, the Woodford Double Oak. Now, there's another good one, Old Forester 1910. That's a double oaked bottle too. So if for some reason you can't find the Woodford Reserve Double Oak, go get the 1910 Old Forester, which I have right here, but I do like the Woodford Reserve Double Oak probably a little bit better. Now, so that's number 5. Number 6. So from here, you want some excellent sippers. So one of those is gonna be obviously Elijah Craig. You'll have to choose, but you do need to get an Elijah Craig. If you got the 94 proof, that is great. But eventually you'll want to move up and get the barrel proof, which is quite frankly one of the best whiskeys out there. So you want to get it something like that. You also might want to get like an Old Forester 1920, okay? That is good stuff, which I have right here as well. But my favorite my favorite excellent sipper, I know it's hard to find, is Kentucky Spirit. The Kentucky Spirit, as you can see, I'm getting a little nervous because the bottle is getting low. So, but that's a great bottle. And so, you know, another great one is this, like, Eagle Rare. I mean, if you can find Eagle Rare, get this. All right. But for me, if I'm going to get two, I'm going to get the Elijah Craig, which the barrel proof, and I'm going to get Kentucky Spirit. Those two, that's number 6 and 7. Moving on. Then you just need something kind of that's like a unique bottle, like a bragging bottle or something like that. And what I would have, Redwood Empire, this is Lost Monarch. I love the paper on this thing. It's so cool. And it's really a great tasting whiskey. So I would do that. You've got to get some single barrels. Single barrels, means the bottle has come out of one barrel, like the Kentucky Spirit. This came out of one barrel. It's a single barrel. And single barrels are amazing. So you want to find some single barrels, but if you can find a single barrel store pick, so to round out my 9th and 10th one, what you should do is find some store picks. Go into the liquor store and say, hey, do you have any store picks? If they look confused, that means they probably don't. But like even in Virginia, at the ABC store in Virginia, they did have a Maker's Mark store pick, which is outstanding. Okay. And then other stores, I found this Bulleit Single Barrel. It's a store pick. There's always going to be a sticker on there saying where it comes, or in this one case it came in with a little emblem that says King Cut Rate or something like that. King Cut Rate liquor stores. So it's always going to be something like that. The Maker's Mark right here. You can see up there it says Virginia ABC, and it's a private selection. So you want to find some store pick single barrels if you can. All right. So for me, right now I've got the Maker's Mark, and I've got the Bulleit Single Barrel store pick, and I've got this Maker's Mark single barrel store pick. And I think, let's count my numbers up. Let's see, we got number 1, I picked Evan Williams as my mixer. Daily Drinker, Buffalo Trace. My high proof mixer is Knob Creek, so that's number 3. Number 4, sort of a Western bottle, tin cup. Number 5, a double oak. We want the Woodford. Number 6, we want some excellent sippers like the Elijah Craig single barrel, or 1920, or Kentucky Spirit. But I chose Kentucky Spirit. That's my number 7. Okay, so Elijah Craig's number 6. Kentucky Spirit's number 7. Find you a unique bottle. My favorite unique bottle is that Redwood Empire. That was number 8. And then for number 9, we're going to do we had 2 single barrels, so you want to find those. Bulleit Single Barrel, you got to find that if you can. And then number 10, of course, my favorite of all time was the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Store Pick. That's my favorite bottle so far. But you can get something like this Maker's Mark Store Pick. So 9 and 10 Bulleit Single Barrel and the Maker's Mark. So I hope that gives you sort of an idea of how you can start your collection. And take it slow. You don't want to go out and buy all of them because you're going to spend a fortune. But you can get some, and then you will start making your own choices. Hey, this looks good. I'm going to try this and so forth. And, but that's my recommendation for me, kind of like how I build out and how I grew. Okay. Because after you start sipping the whiskey, then your tastes are going to change. You're going to want to move up probably to a little bit higher proof, and so you get more full flavors. All right. Hey, if you have any questions at all, just leave a comment down in the comments below, and I answer all the comments pretty much. Unless it's something like really stupid, then I don't. But if it's, there's going to be people on there, I can't believe you didn't put blah, blah, blah on there, or you didn't do this, blah. This is my picks. This is mine. I used to be upset about it. But I'm glad you're watching. We sure are. And so keep watching. And we will talk to you soon. And keep it squatchy.